So, what does dangerous mean under Indiana's red flag law? What's the legal standard? Well, red flag laws say your guns can be seized if you're dangerous. But what exactly does that mean in the eyes of the law? It's actually more specific than you might think. We've got what the statutes and the law says for what dangerous is. So there is a legal definition of dangerous in the context of these Jake Laird laws or red flag laws. And the core concept is this. It's basically you're dangerous if you're presenting an imminent risk of personal injury or there's a probable risk in the future of injury. And again, this injury can be to yourself or to others. So what does this mean? Imminent risk or probable future risk. And along with the probable future risk is documented evidence of a propensity for violent or suicidal contact. So the first one is imminent risk. Are you an imminent risk of acting violently and harming either yourself or another? And this one's pretty obvious. Did you make threats? Did you say you were going to harm them? What was said? What has been more recently done? Are you an imminent risk to harm yourself or others? And this evidence is supposed to be current. So it's not, 10 years ago you made a threat. You've never done anything since, right? That's not supposed to be how this works. It's supposed to be imminent. It's supposed to be kind of very recent. On the flip side is whether or not you are a probable future risk. So what does this mean? Well, A, maybe you have a propensity for violence or suicidal conduct. Maybe you have a mental illness. And if we're looking at the mental illness, it's not just sufficient to prove that you have a mental illness. That doesn't mean you're dangerous. The dangerousness comes if you had a mental illness that could be controlled by prescribed medication and you are not taking that medication, right? Or you're not taking that medication regularly. That can show that because of your mental illness, you could be dangerous. On the flip side, maybe you have a history of suicidal or violent conduct. This is another way that they could potentially show dangerousness. And there's actually already case law out there that discusses the need for this to all be current evidence. They don't get to use evidence from 10 years ago. They don't get to use past. It needs to be things that are current or things that are very recent, whether they're threats, whether the lack of medication, whether the suicidal thoughts and tendencies. They need to be things that are recent in order for them to meet the burden of what dangerousness is. And going along with that is, what is the legal standard? What are we looking for? Well, there's different legal standards depending on the hearing that you're at for red flag laws. For certain things, it's probable cause, and for other things, it's clear and convincing evidence. And that's what is needed to show dangerousness in the court. So you have any questions about what does it mean to be dangerous? What's the legal standard? Maybe a petition was filed against you where they alleged you were dangerous under red flag laws. Don't hesitate to give us a call. The Marc Lopez Law Firm. Our number is 317-632-3642. And remember, always plead the fifth.